You think rich people helping poor people is the answer. It's not. It is not the answer. And I always tell you, the only thing you should do for a poor person is possibly employ them or leave them the fuck alone. That's if you want to be wealthy. Quick boss up video for you before we get to these super chats. We got a great show for you lined up today. Let's get into the boss up video here. There's a good video that I've seen on Instagram, and I've seen these many times before, but we're going to show you this one. This is a good one right here. Why the rich don't help the poor. All right, they got money for wars, but can't feed the poor. The common loser strategy is that people who are successful should help broke people. All right, which I've told you, no, you should employ broke people. You don't help them because there's no point in helping them. I worked in fitness, and a woman once told me, a marketing professional said, in order to promote your service, you should promote to fit people, not fat people. You always promote to fit people because they're going to invest in themselves. They have whatever it is, their arrogance, their insecurities, their narcissism, whatever that is, and their lifestyle is gonna work for your service. Right? They have the discipline to carry forward and the need to do so. A woman in a high status marriage has a need to stay fit. Kids that are in a high competitive environment for sports need to stay fit. All right, husbands that need to hold on to their wives or get up to a higher position in their company, they have a need to stay fit. You don't promote the fat people because fat people are undisciplined. Their whole life has been undisciplined. They're not consistent. They quit. All right, they probably work in a job environment where other people are fat. All right, so there's no need for them to be fit. Right, they probably work in a seat. They work sedentary. The DMV, they work a government job. These people don't have an incentive to stay fit. They're going to quit when it gets rough. So you want to, and when I worked in fitness, I worked in a high-end community, and I was completely booked. Now, if I took those services to a middle-class area, I would be having to discount my services. But I was booked, even paying at a high rate, $100 an hour plus. All right, because these communities invest in their health, and they know that in order to be somebody, they got to overcome. And fitness is one of those things that you can't buy, but you can buy people to coach you. So in order to do that, you got to build the discipline and the resiliency. You got to be able to overcome adversity. And fitness is a good way to do so. Okay, so if you think rich people helping poor people is the answer, it's not. It is not the answer. And I always tell you, the only thing you should do for a poor person is possibly employ them or leave them the fuck alone. That's if you want to be wealthy and if you are wealthy. So let's go to this guy right here. He says, I now understand the rich. Let's see what he has to say here.
Understand now why rich people would not help us. Because now that I got out and made a little bit more money, people come to me and say, bro, what do you do? Teach me, put me on, bro, put me on. So I tell them exactly what they have to do. And then they say, oh, but I can't do that. Okay, well, I got to wait till Monday. I don't know, man. Like, I'm a little tired. It's just excuses.
All right. So once you get out, you know it. And one of the things that has hampered me is that I was in the service of helping men. But now that I've been helping men for almost a decade, I realize they don't want help. They want sympathy. They want for free. They want the information for free, and they're not going to use it. So I was like, there's no point in helping these men. All right. And I had to shed that. I had to mature and grow and understand that and accept it. That men just wanted information. They wanted information to feel good about being the piece of losers that they are. So I was like, nah, bro, let me help the right men. Let me target for, because as soon as you raise the price $5, them niggas don't want to hear it. As soon as you try to sell them something, they don't want to hear it. So I realized that, and I realized that the manosphere was built on that. It was built on a group of men that didn't want help. They wanted sympathy. They wanted a reason to hate why they were in the position that they were in. They wanted you to be with them. They were like misery that wanted company. And this is the same as poor people, that how they look at rich people. This is the same as if you have the solution and you give them solution, they're not going to use it. They're not going to use it. You can give them the solution to be wealthy and they'll find an excuse. Similar to people who want to be content creators, they'll find an excuse. All right. And then you'll give them the game and they won't do it. All right. Trust me. I've been in many industries and people ask me to help them, and you sit there and you put the program out there for them, and then they'll find a reason to not do it. And you're like, well, all right, this is why I charge a lot more. That's why I charge a lot more. This is why women charge what they charge to date them, because dudes will waste their time. They will waste their time. So I don't mind that women want more out of a date. But the problem is men, they'll take less from a guy just to scratch their urge. And so what guys will do is say, well, she gave it for him for free, but you're not him. All right, you're not him at all. They'll decide who they give free to, and it is going to be not most men. So then what'll happen is then they'll say, well, in order for me to get dressed, I'm going to have X, Y, and Z or this expectation met, because men will waste everybody's time. Women will waste your time, but nobody wastes your time like men. Oh, brother, we black brothers, man. We should stick together. Help a brother out. Nope. We're doing this for men. Content creators will hit me up. Let's do an 8-hour live stream where we just sit around and shoot this on a Friday night for men. And we'll do it for the men. Nah. That. Fuck that. I ain't doing that. I ain't just gonna sit around and shoot this. I got shit to do. I got kids. Right? I got shit to do. I got a date to be at. I got to hit. I got money to make. I got a lifestyle to live. I got rent to pay. Sitting around with you all punk ass, complaining, saying nothing. Sitting in the back in the car, in a dimly lit car with the sun going down, sitting there with an earphone in, ready to chime in. All that. Man, I was like, man, I ain't got time for this shit. What kind of time schedule you think I got? Wasting your time. All right, most men ain't gonna never be helped. Let's just say that. And I know that, so I know it's cooked. And I'm gonna tell you, nothing is gonna get you rich overnight. Okay, you're gonna have to build this particular wealth. So with that being said, I'm gonna put this up here. Non-disclosure agreement. First, he says that has to be at least 5K in equipment, allegedly. Yes. Don't invest in your show. Your show will suffer.
When I hit 300,000, of course, I was listening to you. If you train your mind and you apply and you actually study and level yourself up, oh yeah, you're going to get the money. But you have to be dedicated.
You need multiple streams of income. This is a non-negotiable at this point. If you only have one income, if you lose that income, now where are you?
Never had an emergency fund. Never. Because if you have the ability to save money in excess of your needs, then that money should be multiplying for you.
What we do is we help with unified systems, your brand system, your web system, your data, and your operations.
If you get into a situation where you were going to take a shortcut, this is when you're going to get scammed.
Like you apply to a job and a day later you got a rejection letter. Nobody read your resume. The AI rejected your resume.
I have my cameras down here so that it's always behind everything else.
One of the things that we definitely want to practice in picking these stocks, you definitely want to exercise patience. So if you're doing diligence on a stock and you don't have to buy it at that particular point in price,